In a world where the slightest sound can mean instant death, A Quiet Place introduces us to a family living in complete silence to survive. Directed by John Krasinski and released in 2018, this movie quickly became a standout in the horror thriller genre, not just for its terrifying premise, but also for the emotional depth of its characters and the innovative use of sound, or lack thereof. The story is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is on the verge of extinction. Deadly, blind creatures roam the earth, hunting anything that makes noise. The movie follows the Abbott family. Lee, played by John Krasinski, his wife Evelyn, portrayed by Emily Blunt, and their children Reagan and Marcus. From the very beginning, the film plunges us into a world where survival depends on one simple rule: stay silent. Every step they take, every move they make, is carefully orchestrated to avoid making any noise. The tension is palpable from the opening sequence, where a simple toy becomes the catalyst for tragedy. The family's youngest child picks up a noisy toy, and within moments, the creatures appear and strike, leaving a gaping emotional scar on the family that lingers throughout the film. One of the most captivating aspects of A Quiet Place is its minimal dialogue. The family communicates almost entirely through sign language, relying on visual cues and silent expressions to convey their emotions. This is a brilliant choice, as it allows the actors to deliver performances that feel raw and intimate. Krasinski and Blunt, in particular, excel at portraying the immense pressure of parenthood in such a dangerous world. Their characters are constantly weighing every decision they make, knowing that one mistake could cost their children's lives. At the heart of the film is the character of Reagan, the eldest daughter who is deaf. Played by Millicent Simmons, Reagan's hearing impairment adds a powerful layer to the story. She navigates this silent world with a unique perspective, often unaware of the sounds that could betray their location to the monsters. Her deafness makes her both vulnerable and strong, and the film subtly explores the emotional strain this puts on her relationship with her father, Lee. There's a sense of guilt that Lee carries, feeling he must do more to protect her, but at the same time, Reagan is fiercely independent, struggling with her own feelings of responsibility for the tragedy that befell the family. The creatures in A Quiet Place are terrifying in their simplicity. They are blind but possess hypersensitive hearing, making even the smallest sound a death sentence. The design of these monsters is striking, with their armored skin and constantly twitching heads, searching for the faintest noise. The film cleverly uses the absence of sound to create tension. Moments of quiet are stretched to their breaking point, leaving the audience in a constant state of unease. Even the most mundane actions like walking or eating are fraught with danger. The movie's pacing is deliberate, with long stretches of near silence, punctuated by brief, explosive moments of terror. One of the most intense sequences in the film comes when Evelyn, pregnant and alone, goes into labor. As if childbirth weren't difficult enough, she must remain completely silent, even as one of the creatures stalks her through the house. The scene is a masterclass in suspense, forcing the audience to hold their breath as Evelyn fights through unimaginable pain and fear. Emily Blunt's performance in this scene is nothing short of extraordinary. She conveys sheer desperation and determination without uttering a single word, and it's in moments like these that the film transcends typical horror tropes, becoming something deeper, an exploration of the lengths a mother will go to protect her child. While A Quiet Place is undeniably a horror film, it's also a story about family, love, and sacrifice. The dynamic between Lee and Evelyn is one of mutual respect and unspoken understanding. They are partners in this terrifying world, working together to ensure their children's survival. But it's Lee's relationship with his children, especially Reagan, that forms the emotional core of the film. Lee's struggle to express his love for Reagan, and his guilt over not being able to protect her as much as he wants, is beautifully portrayed in a scene where he repairs her hearing aid. Though it's a small gesture, it carries a profound emotional weight. As the film hurtles toward its climax, the tension becomes almost unbearable. After a series of escalating encounters with the creatures, Lee finds himself cornered, with his two children watching nearby. In a moment of heartbreaking sacrifice, he chooses to make a sound to draw the creatures away, knowing it will cost him his life. Before he does, he signs to his daughter, "I love you. I have always loved you." It's a powerful, gut-wrenching moment that solidifies the film's underlying theme of parental sacrifice. Lee's death is devastating, but it's also a moment of redemption for his character, a final act of love that allows his children to survive. The film's conclusion is both triumphant and ominous. Regan discovers that the feedback from her hearing aid can incapacitate the creatures, giving them a fighting chance. As the camera pulls back, we see more creatures approaching, and Evelyn, now armed with this new knowledge, cocks her shotgun, ready for the next battle. It's a powerful ending, one that offers a glimmer of hope while also leaving the door open for future stories in this haunting world. A Quiet Place is not just a horror movie. It's an experience. It taps into primal fears, the fear of losing loved ones, the fear of being unable to protect them, and the fear of the unknown. It's a film that asks its audience to engage fully, to lean in and pay attention to every detail, every sound or lack thereof. John Krasinski's direction is precise, and his vision for the film is clear from start to finish. He uses silence not just as a gimmick, but as a tool to build tension, develop characters, and ultimately tell a story about the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable danger. The performances from the entire cast are stellar, but special mention must go to Emily Blunt and Millicent Simmons. Blunt's portrayal of a mother on the edge, fighting against impossible odds to keep her family together, is both fierce and tender. Simmons, in her breakthrough role, brings a quiet strength to Regan, making her one of the most compelling characters in the film. Their performances, combined with the film's innovative sound design and nerve-wracking suspense, make A Quiet Place a standout in the genre. In the end, A Quiet Place is more than just a monster movie. It's a meditation on silence, survival, and the enduring power of love and family. It's a film that lingers with you long after the credits roll, leaving you to ponder what you would do in a world where making even the slightest sound could mean the end.